Well, it's the 11th day of September, 2022. Um, it's a Sunday, as it happens. My neighbors are making a lot of sound for whatever reason. Um, and it's the afternoon. I've had a work day and been out for a long-ish run and showered and gotten some food. And now I'm here. Um, I'm ready to go to sleep for my night, basically. Even though it's the middle of the afternoon, I'll sleep as much as I can between now and going to work in the morning, which my wake up is around. I wake up around midnight, as it happens. And but my contribution to the run today was a very decent 77.77. So 118.17, how it looks on there. I felt pretty good about it. I'm at 560 miles of my 1,000 that I've set to reach by the end of April 2nd, 2023. So I am well on track for 9-minute miles. And as soon as I reach 1,000 miles at 9-minute miles, I'm just going to start assuming, well, what if I wasn't going 9-minute miles the entire time? What if I was going 9-minute, 30-second miles? Because I don't really know how fast I'm going. I'm guessing. I've calibrated a mile, but I really only check that calibration every so often. And I don't know what it looks like in the middle of my run or the end of my run. So like how slow I go towards the end. I have guesses and calibrations in between where I'm checking myself, where it took me like 7.5 minutes to go out that far. Did it take me more or less time to come back to the same point? And did I lose time? Did I gain time? Am I, stuff like that. Anyway, boring stuff. But anyway, so I really only need 9,000 minutes to get to 1,000 miles at 9-minute miles. As soon as I get to 9,000 minutes, I'm going to go for 10,000 minutes. And that'll pretty much guarantee me 1,000 miles. Just on average, I am definitely, without a doubt, doing at least 10-minute miles on average. I think I'm doing 9-minute miles, but I could be running as slow on average as 10-minute miles. I just don't know. So to feel 100% about my 1,000 miles, I really should go for 10,000 minutes, just to be safe, just to be sure, And so that's what the plan is. And if I only get to 9,000 minutes, I'll be okay with that. Because my calibrated mile, I can do that without thinking at 8 minutes and 15 seconds. And, if I slow down to my last mile of the run being 9 minutes and 45 seconds, well, then on average, it's a 9-minute mile. So anyway, it makes sense to me. And I'm the one doing it, and I'm the one making the rules, and it's my run, so I can do whatever I want. And no one's holding me accountable to any of it, and there's no winning, and there's no losing. There's nothing at stake. It's just how I feel about myself and life. That's all. That's all that's at stake. Just how I feel about life and my part in it, and how I feel about my value and contribution. Yeah, so there's no winning or losing. No, just nothing. So I have nothing invested at all, not emotionally, nothing. No self-respect, no integrity, no pride. I have nothing invested. Nothing. Yeah. Anyway, I'm poking fun at myself of how seriously I'm taking this. And feeling okay about that. Because it's good to have goals, I think. It's good to have little, tests, of what, we're doing. And if we're not, I don't know, to feel alive, to feel a part of something, to be doing something greater than ourselves, greater than our own expectations of achievement and accomplishment. Because otherwise. It's like, well, I could just sit inside and watch TV all day, and that would accomplish nothing. I would feel bad about myself for all the things I'm not doing. And I do that anyway, all the time. So at least this way, I'm getting some exercise while beating myself up about all the things I don't understand and fail at, or my perceived failure of things. So I did some writing. I took some photos also and posted those, and then I did some writing today as well. Partially responding to somebody else's writing about things. So I don't really remember what I wrote because that was just a little bit ago and I've already forgotten. That's why I wrote it down so I could stop thinking about it, and so that's what I did. And now it's gone. So I thought about reading it here, but then I was like, well, I just did a reading video and those were kind of awkward for me. It's because I'm not engaged. So anyway, I guess the thing was about energy and what was it? How much it takes to interact with people and how I just run out over the course of a run. And things like that. And I guess I was thinking about how it's like, do I get lonely living the way I do, being the way I am? Yes. But I've been alone for a long, long time. And I do not really get or understand how other people cohabitate or do things, together all the time. It's like I am not very well habilitated. Domesticated, I guess, but habilitated? I don't know. Because I was thinking about, like, I'm okay with my autisticity and my authenticity, but marry that against anybody else's, and it's like, I'm all of a sudden lost. It's like, I'm okay with just me and my quirks and idiosyncrasies and eccentricities and neurotype, but as soon as somebody else is in there, it's like, whoa, I just don't know what anything is about anymore. And then it's like, am I being am I dominating them, or are they dominating me? Are we cooperating? Are we making concessions and compromising? Is like somebody, like, I don't know, and then there's boundaries, and it's like, oh, it seems complicated. Shouldn't I just, do what I know how to do and I'm comfortable with already? But then I'm not extending myself. I'm not growing as an individual. I'm not learning. And it's like, shouldn't I? It seems like everybody else does that, but I don't. I haven't. And I assume there's, like, I don't know. I'm just living like how I am used to living. And it's not like I've been tested or pressed to, do anything other. It's like I make overtures and offerings, declarations and proclamations of interest, but it doesn't go anywhere. Or at least not to my awareness. Yep, I'm still doing what I'm doing. No one's taken me up on any offers. There have been a few people that seem to be interested in me, but I kind of just go silent on them. Because, I don't know, I get weird reads off people. So I just kind of, and also I just am under the perception and assumption right now that it's like, oh, I'm not really looking for anybody because I found somebody. And I'm interested in them. I'm interested in learning more about them. So, and I'm just kind of being around, being available, being accountable. And I'm not even sure if that's wanted or welcome or wise. But I'm not sure if it's healthy for me or safe for me. But it does feel that I have some part yet to play. And I don't know what it is, or the scope, or magnitude, or vision, or volume. So I don't want to make any rash or rush decisions, judgments, actions. I don't want to make the wrong decision here. And again, it comes back to that I might not be right about so much, but I cannot be wrong, you know. So I'm very confused. But when am I clear? I have moments of clarity, but they have gotten fewer and farther between. They are the rare oasis in my mental construct. But I enjoy them while they last, and I take my notes while I'm there. That way I can be like, oh, where'd that come from? Did I write that? Well, it's in my notes. I must have. Even though I don't remember it. It's a little bit sad in a way, but I do recognize myself, and it's like, well, there are words that I use and phrases that I use and things like that. So, a bit of a duality. I'm glad I avoided being in the system for too long and kind of got away without much of a paper trail or being on record. Yeah. So, because that would have been bad for me to stay too long and been interviewed by too many people about too many things. They would have probably diagnosed me and prescribed me to, you know, a living lobotomy. You know, under so much chemical influence, I just wouldn't be me. I wouldn't be myself. And I've been learning to like myself, to be myself. And whether anybody else likes it or likes me, it's like, I don't, you know, I like me. And I'm the only one that has to spend all the time with me. And I foresee that I'm going to be with me for a long time, so I might as well be my own friend. So I'm okay around other people in small doses. And as long as no one's around me for very long, then I come off as appearing like a really interesting person. But that's only because I have enough energy at that point to keep up conversation and appearances and glamour. But if you're around me for too long, then I just get tired and I stop talking, I shut down, I start getting frustrated by because I want to get away. I want to just go away to places where I don't have to be performing, on display, have to figure out, you know, how to interact or how not to interact. Should I be talking? Do I have to talk? What am I talking about? And it getting awkward and weird, and it's just like I just want to retreat. So anyway, I haven't figured out this whole personing thing. I was thinking today about how my greatest achievement in one of my greatest achievements in my life is my failure at personing. Because I can't person. I shouldn't have to, as far as like being normal. I can't even persuade myself or convince myself to even put on the facade or the charade of being normal. It's like, that pattern, that cloak no longer fits. That shroud. It's like I know that's something I used to attempt all the time, even though it felt false. Now, it's like, I almost can't be bothered, can't be asked. It's like, no. I'm just going to be myself against and towards all obstacles and face reality as myself. Face it head on, face it true, and avoiding the temptation of denying, pretending, and hiding from reality. Because that's when I get, scared, is when I turn my back on reality and I don't know what's going on. And I get afraid of uncertainties. And and I know it's all an illusion anyway, as far as like my control over my life. Things can be taken away, but I at least have some feeling of being in charge of my own destiny and making decisions, making choices that I can actually then see direct results and benefits from, or consequences from. But there are good consequences and bad consequences. Things that I like, things that I don't like, things that hurt people, things that hurt me, things that help people, things that help me, things that are commensalism, or cooperative, where it helps both parties. Symbiosis. Mutually beneficial. Yes. So, anyway. I guess that's probably about all I have to say. I've gone far astray of anything I ever meant to talk about. But that's the nature of this. It's just... And, yeah. So, anyway, that's all I have for today. So, this was Sunday, the 11th day of September, 2022. So, until next time.